So, yes, the Trump administration has issued a memo to all federal health agencies to pause any communication with the public. This includes agencies like the FDA, the CDC, and the NIH, and they include all public communications, health updates, advisories, research updates, updates to websites, and social media posts. So for now, while this pause is in effect, all of the communications which would normally be released to the public have to be sent to and approved by a presidential appointee before being released. The memo also told federal health employees not to engage in any public speaking engagements without having their remarks reviewed by the presidential appointee, and the same thing with giving any information about health updates to Congress or governors without having it reviewed prior. Now, sources familiar with the matter say that this isn't necessarily that unheard of in the beginning of a presidential transition to put a pause on communications while they sort of, get some breathing room to figure out what all the information is, especially when there's a lot of it. But some people say that the scope and the length of the pause is a little weird. And one of the pieces of communication, the CDC's Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Reporter, MMWR, which I receive every week as a doctor, was going to talk about updates in avian influenza as it's spreading in poultry populations and cattle and how it affects people in close proximity to those animals, but that is currently also on pause. And it's important to note that a lot of these communications don't only update the public, but they update physicians like myself about things like infectious disease outbreaks, food and drug recalls, updates in treatment of certain medical conditions, and advancements in certain therapies. So this pause is, it's a little concerning. Now, with that being said, they said that this shouldn't affect any sort of emergency communication if there is a threat to public health, like a natural disaster or an infectious disease outbreak. They said it shouldn't impact that. But it's important to note that Trump tried to do this before in 2020 during the pandemic when he was president last time. He tried to sort of edit and revise a lot of the CDC updates because he wasn't happy with the facts that were coming out because they conflicted with his sort of rosy disposition about how the pandemic was going in his mind. So we'll see where this goes. Apparently this is going to last until February 1st. I hope it doesn't last much longer because we do need this information to flow from these agencies to help us inform our practice and decision making. But this coupled with Trump pulling out of the WHO doesn't give me the warm fuzzy feeling that I hope, but hopefully we'll start getting this information back soon. So I'll keep you posted.